Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the We Seen It show channel, YouTube podcast thing, only on the Mighty Sharp Network. We are back doing some what ifs. What if we've seen it? Welcome back, everybody. It is I hosting for today, host Shinobi, Todd Web, Marvel person, and we have Jeriel here co-hosting with us. We're gonna hit 3 episodes. A couple weeks have gone by since we recorded some stuff, so we're gonna just dive right into it. These episodes have been a bit hit or miss for me. How have these last 2 episodes been for you, Terrell?
Definitely a hit or miss. Definitely a hit or miss.
Yeah, I'm feeling the hit or missness. Yeah. So the last episode that came out after the last episode we recorded was the what if Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hands is the title. That one is just like it's turns of events between the Doctor Strange movie and what could have happened. The what if. So initial thoughts, Stro, on that one.
Definitely, it was more refreshing than the last episode before that. Let me tell you, when it was like a whodunit, if you remember, as a recap. But
absolutely terrible. But yeah,
but now, yeah, we definitely have a more in depth. It's back to what made me interested in what if, in the first place. So it's definitely exciting. Really good roller coaster of emotions. You're definitely feeling Doctor Strange in this. I'm not going to get too much into it, but take it away.
No, I definitely agree. This one was definitely better than the third one. It was a real stinker, in my opinion. Wasn't a fan of it. This one was cool. So story goes, Doctor Strange, he's texting and driving, not text and drive, and then gets hit by a car, loses his hands, and then has to get on this entire journey. That's how the movie starts. But this one, he drives responsibly, meets the girl, but everything inevitably still has to happen. He loses the girl, whose name I cannot remember, and then that is essentially his new goal is to learn the magic to reverse time to get the girl back. So it's kind of a Groundhog's Day situation, but every time he fails, he ends up in the same place over and over and over and over again. He uses the Mind Stone like he does before. And once again, the Ancient One, Tilda Swinton, is doing some very interesting stuff behind the scenes. She kind of splits Doctor Strange in two, and then so in the same timeline. So she cheats the timeline by having 2 Doctor Stranges in the same universe, just doing different things at the same time. That's an interesting hack. Not a fan of it, but the first Doctor Strange is still in the same world that we know. He's in I forgot what the city's called, but he's in like Tibet where all the other wizards are. Well, there's new Doctor Strange. He's in somewhere in the deep jungles, I believe in like the rainforest somewhere. There's this whole other Hogwarts situation going on over there. Some wizard that's guarding that realm and domain because he wants more power. So Doctor Strange is still Doctor Strange and he just wants more power. He needs more juice to reverse time, and I guess the time still wasn't going to cut it. He then realizes that like, hey, I don't have enough power, but if I kill enough beings and absorb their power, then I may have enough juice to like reverse time the way I want to. And it's just this really long montage of him just like getting stronger and fighting another monster and absorbing its power until he's super powerful. And then he realized the last being he needs to absorb is himself, is the good version of himself. And there's probably the best fight I've seen so far. There's lasers and real Dragon Ball type of stuff going on. It was very enjoyable. It was a very good fight. I liked it. And then, good Doctor Strange ends up winning. And then it's really sad. He traps him in like his own little pocket dimension.
No, the bad Doctor Strange won.
Yeah, the bad Doctor. No, he didn't. Did
Yes, he
he?
did, man. Yes.
No, he like doesn't he like get like trapped in like a pocket dimension that's like
No,
collapsing on
that's
itself?
so no. It so what happens is it's the the fight between the good Doctor
Right,
Strange and the bad Doctor
right,
Strange.
yeah,
What ends up happening is Wanda's, I guess, spell that he puts on him to protect him, it
right,
wears off because
yeah, okay, yeah, yeah,
the bad Doctor Strange is more powerful. So
right,
what ends up happening is it's a long drawn out battle, but the bad Doctor Strange ends up absorbing the good Doctor Strange's
right,
power. And then
yes,
once he does that, he has the power to move an absolute point, which is his girlfriend. He's trying to resurrect his girlfriend, right?
right, right, right.
And
But
so
then,
yeah,
yeah, but then he like doesn't the world end up like destroyed or something? Like
yeah.
the
It's like he turns good at the end, but if you're
right.
comparing the Doctor Stranges, the bad Doctor
I
Strange.
forgot. No, no, you're right. You're right. Right. Because that Doctor Strange got absorbed. But then, like, yeah. So that he sends out himself losing because, like, the world's like collapsing on itself, and then that's like the end of the episode. I'm
Yeah,
assuming that this version of Doctor Strange will show up in like the multiverse of madness because he needs. It makes sense. It makes sense for this one.
yeah.
That one was cool. Okay, we can just move on to like number 5, the fifth one, which is what if zombies. This is the Walking Dead episode. Jeriel, what are your thoughts on this one?
I I liked a lot of aspects of it. There were certain things I didn't necessarily like
Like what?
about it. So for instance, usually in any zombie movie,
Mm-hmm.
whether it be The Walking Dead or anything,
Mm-hmm.
when someone dies, when the first zombie outbreak happens, right?
Uh-huh.
Someone dies, that's a zombified. You're still feeling some type of emotional attachment. I didn't get that in this a lot. It was like they knew the zombie apocalypse was happening. It just happened.
Yeah.
And then one of their friends would die, and then they would make like a pun or something. I was
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, isn't that like your friend that
Uh,
just died?
yeah. So the weird thing about like Marvel zombies specifically, it's based on an actual comic run, and basically how Marvel zombies work. If you have superpowers, you retain all your memories, and then you retain all your superpowers.
Yeah,
So that's kind of how that works. So if Spider-Man got bit, he just be Spider-Man with the same spider powers, but he just craves eating human flesh. That's kind of the whole what makes it interesting. Now it was interesting in the comic books because like you had Jokers like Wolverine who had adamantium's like bones and people like like the mutants really made that series because they're like super duper powerful while
yeah.
also being zombies. It kind of didn't work for me, and that's kind of why it didn't because you didn't have like any like Captain Marvel. You don't never see Captain Marvel get bit. You never see anyone. You never see Thor wasn't even in this episode.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't.
Thor was not in
Um,
this episode. Yeah, but yeah, yeah, it was like there was like a lack of emotion when the person died. I will agree. There was a lack of there was like one big sacrifice at the end, but I didn't feel. Maybe that's what I didn't like. I didn't feel anything. I like the concept though. I mean, and they kind of had some interesting team ups.
they did have interesting teammates. I actually like that. That was one of the interesting dynamics I liked about it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
because in the Avengers movies, you don't see Spider-Man interacting with Scarlet. Well, that's not a really good example because she was zombified. But you
Yeah.
don't see
Well,
Spider-Man interacting with the Wasp. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, yeah. They never see Ant. Well, yeah, they never really. Yeah, the Ant Man, the Wasp, or any of those other bug people. That was cool to see. That was cool. I liked they had Bucky, they had Okoye for the Dora Milaje guard from the Walking. Not the Walk. She is from the Walking Dead. That's funny. She's from the Walking Dead. Wow, I didn't even think about that. That's funny.
that is wow.
Interesting. She's from The Walking Dead. Now, all right. Okay, this one this all right, I gotta put this a little higher now. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
She's from The Walking Dead. She's Michonne from The Walking Dead.
it
And
is.
Okoye is also they never do a they never have her like put zombies on like on a chain. That was a complete miss. I see. I gotta bring it back down. I gotta bring it back down. I gotta bring it back down because of wasted potential. Wow, I did not even think
That is
about
crazy.
that. Was anyone else? Anyone else on The Walking Dead that was on? No, they're all on.
No, that was just her.
TV shows. Yeah, there was no it's stuff. Anyway, that's cool, kind of, but a missed opportunity. She could have had like I don't know who, but she could have had two of them on us. Like that would have been like a direct reference. It would have been perfect. Anyway, moving on. Yeah. So
I'll say one more point though.
Go ahead.
I do like the fact that they added more screen time for the Hulk to be Hulk. You know what I mean? So they take it back from where he's struggling to become the Hulk, like in Infinity War,
right?
And eventually the Hulk does kick in, like it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it kicks in when he gets bit by one of those zombified characters. So
yeah, I wasn't really a big fan of that in Infinity War. So just seeing that again was not the Hulk just be the Hulk or
but he
not.
Out, man.
Cause no, I mean it's like he used up all his Hulk powers in like Thor Ragnarok. This is right after Thor Ragnarok, and then does he even turn? Yeah, he turns to Professor Hulk after that. Anyway, whatever. It was whatever about it. And they talk about how the zombie apocalypse started. It's Hank Pym goes to the quantum realm. Which only really hinted at really. But he finds his wife, the original Wasp, and she's like bit by some interdimensional virus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. And then she gets bit. She bites him, and then she comes back and bites Ant-Man, who doesn't bite the Wasp somehow. What's interesting is they got my man from they got the dude from the crew, the thief crew from Ant-Man.
Yeah.
David he's been like 25 different people in like Marvel and DC. He's been like,
you're right, bro.
He was the Polka Dot Man recently. He was in the Dark Knight.
Yeah.
He was in Ant-Man. He's been in a lot of animated stuff. He was just there. I don't know why, but it was cool. Well, he's a fun actor, right? Yeah. Happy from Iron Man's bodyguard, Dave, which is just is Favreau, who's director of the Iron Man movies.
Yeah.
And Sharon Carter, for some reason, I'm sure it's just like the actor. One thing I noticed, all the actors who were there were playing themselves.
Yeah.
Like, we had Dave Bautista did not play Drax in the Star-Lord episode. And this is our third appearance from actual Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Voicing T'Challa, in pretty bad circumstances, but yeah. Yeah, so just kind of pinpoint, there's a zombie apocalypse. This is in between Infinity War. Bruce Banner's kind of like the center because he's trying to figure out everything, where everyone is. He gets rescued by the crew of people, and Winter Soldier's there as well, Sebastian Stan. They go find a cure, finds out that Vision has the cure, finds out Vision does not have the cure, and that Vision does not have humanity's best interest at heart, and he's been feeding people for Wanda, who's a zombie now, to eat them, which is kind of solidifying that Vision and Wanda do not care about anybody besides Vision and Wanda.
True.
I think that's like something people really need to get into their noggin. They do not care about anybody else. They will destroy a town, a city, a planet, because they love each other so much. That's very not toxic at all.
And it gets worse because while this is happening, Thanos is coming as well.
I see. No, let's see. We're getting ahead of ourselves, and doesn't make any sense. Have the Infinity Gauntlet. How are you turning this on? You have the Reality Stone. You need to turn it. Anyway, that's and that's stupid because his whole goal is to kill half the planet, and then half the planet. I feel like Thanos would have a problem with that.
I feel like
because we're already here. We're already here. So the end you see Thanos is also a zombie with the glove on.
Yeah.
Here's my first problem. Thanos is canonically as tough as the Hulk is in this MCU because he pieces up the Hulk, knocks him out, knocks him into Bruce Banner all the way back into Earth, in the beginning of Infinity War.
Yeah.
And Hulk's skin was tough enough to resist a zombie bite, but Thanos' was not. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Next thing. What else? Next thing. He has the gauntlet, the Infinity Stone, except for the Mind Stone, which he gives to Peter.
Yeah.
You have the Reality Stone. Why are we here? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Also, Thanos' entire philosophy: if half the world was wiped out, that'd be twice as much resources for the rest. That's his whole thing. It's flawed. It's genocide. They make several jokes about it in the second one. I feel like Thanos would have a problem with that and would change it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It also doesn't make any sense because it's not like Thanos just sits back and watches it happen while the world is like suffering a giant interdimensional virus.
Yeah, whatever. I feel like his mission in general would change entirely.
But it doesn't. It didn't even need to be there. I didn't need to see Thanos because that implies that this virus went across the galaxy, or did Ebony? Okay, because Ebony Maw did get. Did they? No.
Yeah. They attacked.
They did.
Iron Man. Remember, it was Doctor Strange created a portal. And then Iron Man had his glove and literally
Ebony Maw was still alive though, because they ate him
temporarily.
Yeah. But then I'm thinking like, what happened to like the rest of the what they call them, like the children of the darkness or something? The rest of Thanos' crew. Well, what happened to the rest of them?
Well, the big guy got attacked too. I don't know his name, but he got attacked too.
Did he get attacked?
I don't know. He got attacked. He got overpowered. Yeah.
Interesting. Oh no, man. That one isn't really.
Yeah, which is kind of sketchy because in Infinity War they were a force like to mess with, and they got attacked literally and subdued.
The only way I'm willing to accept that Thanos got like bit is one of them had to be in close proximity to him. Even after that, anyway. So we're jumping ahead of ourselves, but basically that's the end of that episode. They find Vision. Realized what he did was bad. After it's way too late, he gives Spider-Man, who survived, the Mind Stone. They like blast a frequency across the worlds. When they get to Wakanda, because T'Challa also survived, and Ant-Man, who Vision experimented on, and somehow saved his head. I don't know how any of that worked, but he's in the head in a jar. Didn't like it. Just was taking me out.
Yeah, I got one more point on that.
Go for it.
Why was Thanos in Wakanda?
Thanos was.
Now think about it. No, in the movie, I know why he was in Wakanda, but in the show, it made no sense because Vision was on the other side of the globe at that time.
Now hold on. Because this is taking place.
But there's no Mind Stone in Wakanda at this time, at all. There's no need for him to go to Wakanda. So why is he in Wakanda?
That's not what Thanos was in, was it? No. Where was it? Well, he can't complete the Infinity Gauntlet without the Mind Stone.
So why is he
doesn't make the snap until the Mind Stone is there? So wouldn't it be advantageous that Thanos to go to the Vision? But maybe Thanos, why? No, because why was Thanos in Wakanda in the Infinity War? Because
Vision was there.
But there was no guarantee that Vision was there. No,
Vision was there. Yeah, because remember he was injured from his last battle, and they had him. It was Shuri was working, trying to find
Vision.
On Vision. Remember trying to get the Mind Stone out of his head because it was calling to the other stones. That's how Thanos knew to go to Wakanda, because the stones, I guess, are connected. So that's when he traveled to the portal to Wakanda to get the Mind Stone from Vision. But in the show, Vision is somewhere entirely different, watching over zombified Scarlet Witch.
He's in New Jersey.
Right, New Jersey. And so Thanos just magically appears in Wakanda with the gauntlet.
Is that
Zombicide.
where he's at? I just thought he was like in a place. I didn't know if he was
No, because
in
remember, because
Wakanda.
they're literally going to Wakanda with the quote
Right.
unquote
No, no,
healer.
no, no. I got you there. I'm more confused about I just thought it was just a random clip of Thanos. I'm looking at it right now. Thanos somewhere. Like I didn't know he was in Wakanda specifically. Let me just scroll up all the way. Is it okay? Blah blah blah. That makes a big sacrifice.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure he was in Wakanda.
I know because there's like Wakanda never got invaded because they have a giant force field. But now I'm just confused. Also, while we're on the, why does Mark Ruffalo not look like Mark Ruffalo at all? Like, is no one ever gonna question that? That like Mark Ruffalo's character in What If, he's been like 3 episodes now. He looks nothing. The Hulk, the Bruce Banner looks nothing like Bruce Banner. Like
You
it's weird.
well, you kind of gotta remember. So when they were doing the episode, the first What If with the Hulk, I think that was around the time Ed Norton's Hulk was created, the
Yeah, but
2000.
I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that. That's not a good enough answer because
That's the
Ed
explanation,
Norton is
man.
not contract here, and like Ed Norton isn't even fit. He doesn't look like Ed Norton either. He just looks like some guy. Oh wow,
It
he is
kind
in
of looks like
Wakanda.
Mark Ruffalo.
He
He
is in
just doesn't look
Wakanda. Why is he in Wakanda? Oh no,
big.
he is in Wakanda.
Makes
Look
no
at
sense.
that. This whoa, and there's zombies on the inside. This episode is was a bunch of
Doesn't make
malarkey.
sense.
No, this episode wasn't working for me. Anyway, we can move on to the next one before we wrap up here, which is basically what if Michael B. Jordan got his way? What if Michael B. Jordan got the star in this show? This is for all you Michael B. Jordan stands out there who just love to see this character win. I'm not in that camp, especially now. Man, no disrespect to the actor, but for whatever reason, this episode made me not like Michael B. Jordan. Even more, for whatever reason, I feel like maybe we did, because I was like, maybe we didn't get enough Killmonger in Black Panther. But then I'm like, I think we got enough. I think we got a suitable amount. I think we got enough of Killmonger in Black Panther. Like to the point where I really hope we don't see this man again in the second one. Oh my gosh, he's annoying. This dude is so lame. Anyway, this one is what's it called? There's the title for it because Disney makes titles. It is What If Killmonger Rescued Tony Stark. So apparently, this one doesn't make any sense because well, I'm trying to I'm trying to think about it chronologically speaking because Killmonger is the same age as Killmonger is in Black Panther 1. But this takes place. This starts in 2008, Iron Man 1.
Yeah, the first
so
time.
That doesn't make any sense. It ends with Shuri isn't a teenager. Shuri's like a little younger. Anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Basically, everyone's seen the scene before. It's Iron Man. He's like in the Humvee in Afghanistan. The terrorists are attacking. And there's a famous scene where he's hiding behind a rock. He sees his missile with his name on it. Big character moment. Boom. He gets the shrapnel in the heart. Doesn't happen. Instead, Killmonger, Michael B. Jordan, he gets the rocket and he throws it back. Boom. He saves Tony Stark's life. And boom, he's like best friends with Tony Stark now. That's what happened in this version of it. Okay, cool. And then it's like, because Tony Stark never becomes Iron Man, and Killmonger becomes his right-hand man, and he's like, they foil Obadiah Staten's plans before it even gets them started, and boom, he's earned Tony Stark's loyalty altogether. Now they want to stop all crime before it happens, and Michael B. Jordan is like, Killmonger's like, well, I have this idea back in college, I have this robot that'll just kill people before they do anything bad or something like that. And it's like it looks like a Gundam. They make a Gundam reference. He's like, I like anime. Okay, so we have our first weeb supervillain. It's great, wonderful.
Man, you really don't like the guy.
I
Man.
do not like him in this episode. He's oh my gosh, it's too much. It's too much. Anyway, so they're making their little robot. They do the whole montage thing because Iron Man never becomes Iron Man. So they're making the robot and like, wow, we need something to stabilize the power core. And he's like, oh, well, we could make a smaller arc reactor like Iron Man does in his Iron Man suits. And he's like, no, what we need vibranium. And he's like, nah, Dad only made all of it when he made the shoes. He's like, no, not all of it. And he takes out his I guess he got a ring from his dad. He's like, wow, you have more vibranium. Where'd it come from? My dad. And he's like, well, I'm your dad. Oh, my dad died to gang violence. Okay, whatever. And boom, their little montage goes on. And they're like, well, we need more vibranium. And he was like, I know exactly where to get more vibranium. And the other black guy in the movie, Rhodey's, and Rhodey is here. And we got our first Killmonger Rhodey interaction. That's never happened before. That's what they'll give the what if, giving us reactions to things will probably never see or have not seen.
Probably will never see.
So what happens is that Killmonger sets up like a drug deal essentially with Claw, which is the big villain of in Black Panther. He's the one. He's a vibranium smuggler, and he uses the U.S. military to seize all the vibranium, so they can use it to make more death robots because that's a good idea. What ends up happening is Black Panther also shows up.
Yes.
Yes, he shows up, and to stop them because that's what he does. He stops vibranium smugglers because that's like it's their land, it's their stuff. And boom, turns out, surprise, Killmonger's evil, and he kills all the U.S. soldiers with the vibranium technology, and kills Black Panther. I feel like this is just not gonna age well, but okay. He kills Black Panther. Black Panther is dead, but he kills everybody to cover up, his crimes.
He kills Rhodey too.
He kills Rhodey. He did kill Rhodey. He kills Rhodey too, because he's still on his I gotta liberate the black. Well, that's stupid. Because then he kills Rhodey. He's like, I gotta liberate the black people. What about our brothers and sisters around the world? I gotta go kill them, burn it all. But then he kills Rhodey. He kills Rhodey. That doesn't make it. See, and that's why I don't like Killmonger in general. But they definitely prove why this character had to die. This character had to go. He had some good points, some good talking points that T'Challa took from the movie, but he had to go because if he really would have done half of this, if he got his way, it would have been a problem.
Yeah.
So there's that, and then boom, he takes Claw, like he does in the movie, to Wakanda as like as a Trojan horse. I took your biggest colonizer, exploiter person here. He does the whole lip thing to his parents. Interestingly enough, so this one, T'Chaka is still alive.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, it's 2008, remember?
It's 2008. Why is T'Challa wearing the Black Panther suit if T'Challa isn't the Black Panther yet? Because T'Challa doesn't become Black Panther until after the UN incident after Civil War.
Yep.
It's
some plot failures here.
Some plot holes the size of Texas here. Because he's supposed to earn the heart-shaped herb to become the Black Panther, but becomes the Black Panther. Also, how did T'Challa die in a vibranium suit? Anyway. Okay, and he's like, I'm so sorry what happened to T'Challa, oh my gosh, who could have did something like this? Nefarious twiddling of the mustache. And he earns his way to the family, and like he's saying that like the US is trying to like break into Wakanda to steal all the vibranium because they somehow found out they're not like a third world country, and he's trying to play both sides here. And then before all this happens, I'm pretty sure like Tony Stark confronts Killmonger because Jarvis has like some sort of technology that can trace where everybody's been and stuff. He finds out Killmonger's actually a bad guy, and it was cool. Yeah, he kills. And I mean, it was cool because he finished the robot prototype and he fights Killmonger, which puts him on the ropes. And they stole this from Big Hero 6, where like he's like fighting and then the robot's imitating his fighting style. So the robot fights like Killmonger does. So he's like outmatched. So he has to fight differently, and he has the Wakandan spear from when he killed all the Dora Milaje. Also, why does Killmonger fight so many black women? I don't know. Seems a little iffy to me. But we're gonna leave that at that. It is what it is.
I got another point.
Go ahead.
Why is Iron Man dying in every what if episode?
Iron Man has died because Doctor Strange is letting all of this happen, and he will not rest until Tony Stark dies. I think Iron Man has perished.
He literally has died
in every single one.
Literally, every last one.
Every single episode with a Tony Stark in it, he has passed away. And we see it, and they want us to see it, so we know he's dead.
I know that's why they're doing that.
He's rolling in his iron casket because he died. He either got injected with PIM particles and died. He became a zombie. He died. He snapped his fingers and he died. We will not rest until this man dies in every dimension possible.
And this time he has a spear in his heart.
This time Killmonger kills him. Because he never made any Iron Man suits to protect himself. Never needed to, because his best friend Killmonger is supposed to. I did not like this episode. Anyway, he plays in a playing Wakanda. He's like, they're trying to mess with us. They're trying to take over the shields, and they somehow got a hold of the vibranium because he took the vibranium to make more robots, and the robots are coming to attack Wakanda. But Wakanda has their defense shields up. It's impossible for them to get through, but Killmonger on the inside, so he manipulates the whole situation. Somehow they're getting through. Shuri doesn't really trust him, but he's like fighting the robots because the robots that he made that we're not gonna talk about. And he fights them, and he's earning their trust. It was a really cool fight sequence, though. That was cool. Also, I didn't know that T'Challa's mother was a part of the Dora Milaje and a general. Well, it was cool to see her fight.
It really was.
Don't know why she didn't fight in Black Panther 1. Whatever. It was cool. That was enjoyable. The fights have been pretty good.
Yeah.
Overall, these plot holes are the size of Texas, though. Go ahead.
Well, just like a closing thought, I was thinking like, if you look at all the what if episodes, and you know how it starts off with the Watcher saying his spiel. If you look at the episode, more of the Watcher is revealed.
He's getting closer and closer and closer.
Right. And then in the Doctor Strange episode that we saw, he actually interacted with the character.
Yeah, so no, he sees it. Because like Doctor Strange is like, he's like an interdimensional being. So he knows a lot, which is what always makes him it's what makes him, Wong, and Tilda Swinton's character questionable. Because they know more than what they're telling us. Meanwhile, Wong's out here running the lottery, playing illegal street fighting games out here with the Abomination. But that's for a Shang-Chi review. We've never did we review Shang-Chi?
We did. Not a spoiler review though. We just
didn't do it. Oh, okay. We all seen it by now. Wong is out here doing whatever Wong wants to do. Anyway, so the Watcher is getting closer and closer and closer because the events are getting weirder and weirder and weirder. And I'm curious how that's gonna end. I'm assuming he'll like interact with something. So he's got the trust of Wakanda now. He manipulated everybody. Country full of super geniuses. Just one guy from MIT. He took the whole thing down, and then it ends with Pepper Potts. Because Tony dies. So she, and then all the vibranium and then all of Tony Stark's tech gets seized back by the U.S. government. So we see um, Ross Thunderbolt again,
Yep.
right? He's got to work with Pepper Potts, and then she goes to her office, and Shuri's there because she's like, I don't trust this Killmonger guy. He's, not a good guy, and we got to team up to fight. I was kind of interested in that, though we'll never see where that concludes. But it's just, what if Killmonger got his way? He got to see the sunset with his dad, and then he got to be the Black Panther, and then you see Black Panther's in like the astral plane, wherever Mufasa is. You know what I'm saying? And he becomes a little panther on a little tree, which is he took place of his dad. I thought was interesting because his dad was up there.
That's
Child's
true.
dad. He's like, yeah, you're not gonna get away with this. And he's like, we'll see about that. He becomes the Black Panther in those little golds. Man, I really hope.
That's
they got me nervous for this Black Panther 2 movie,
man. Yeah, and that's a good point. So usually, okay, so Black Panther, when a previous Black Panther dies, then they see their father. But this time around, Killmonger saw the Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, that's also weird. You're right, because he's supposed to see his dad. He's supposed to get closure from his dad. At least that's what that's at least what they've established in the movie. But that's just because like both of the characters had problems with their dad. The dad, one dad died, the other one died unjustly. So I don't know. That's a good point. I don't know if that's like they see something. But we just at this point we just thought it was their father because Killmonger's dad is nowhere to be found in this movie. I guess they could not get what was my man's name? Forgot his name. He's an amazing actor.
Yeah, he is. I forgot his name too.
I forgot his name, but anyway, I guess they're gonna get him or whatever. But yeah, he's supposed to like be back in. I think it was like Compton. He's supposed to be back in Compton. In the astral plane, the astral hood plane in the background. That was, I didn't like that part. It's like even in heaven, bro, you stuck in the hood, bro. That was crazy. That was the funniest part about that scene. They didn't have it here, so they have T'Challa where his dad's supposed to be in T'Challa's dream or whatever. You'll never get away with this. He's like, we'll see about that. He twirls his mustache, and he goes back. Now he's the Black Panther now, and that's it. That's the end of the episode. And then Shuri's like, I gotta get to the bottom of this, and he's like, Pepper Potts to do something about it.
Instead, at least Tony was a genius, so I guess there was some evidence left that.
I guess he was pretty. I don't know. This episode was weird. This episode was. It has some cool ideas, but as you can, these 3 episodes we talked about, they all have some giant chronological plot hole.
For real.
That it's not even like cause and effect anymore. Also, this is the second, the zombie one is the second one where Hank Pym goes out of his way to mess everything up. Like, can we just let my man rest? Like, can we let Hank Pym chill, man? Like,
man, it's been a couple episodes where it's been Hank Pym's fault.
It's been Hank Pym single-handedly messing everything up for 0.0 reason at all. It's like, hey, I'm just going to quantum realm and find my wife, which is also weird because that's according to What If, they can just find her. She's actually in the quantum realm. Didn't they save her? They saved her. I didn't watch. I halfway watched Ant-Man 2. So I'm assuming they saved her, right?
Yeah. They did. I'm kind of fuzzy on that movie too. I have not watched that in a long time.
But here's another logical fallacy with that zombie episode. In Infinity War, Ant-Man's not in Infinity War. Ant-Man should be stuck in a van. Ant-Man should be stuck in a van. Yeah. And he gets out once the snap happens at the end of Infinity War. Why are they not in the van?
Well, I can kind of answer that by their logic. So their logic is this.
Mm-hmm. Go on.
Like, for instance, Doctor Strange, I'm gonna have to bring about my point. Okay. So, for instance, when Doctor Strange in What If, when he became Doctor Strange, from the movie when he got in a car accident and he broke his hands or whatever. Mm-hmm. But in the What If episode, it was actually the death of his girlfriend that made him into Doctor Strange. So it looks like certain things are changed just a little bit because they're like in a different alternate dimension type of thing. So everything is quite different, and it's kind of like most things are the same to the universe we know, but there are some little key things that are just shifted, or even kind of have like a butterfly effect to it. Like so certain things are just slightly off. So I kind of understand why certain plot holes are there is because it's another universe, but then other points to that, it's like for instance, the Black Panther, it makes no sense why Black Panther would be Black Panther if his dad is still alive. Right. That makes no sense at all.
Necessarily.
But certain things, I mean, nitpicking is kind of like, it's another universe, essentially.
Right. But it feels like the cause and effect thing doesn't make sense to me if they're going out of their way to like purposely move things. Like they're like moving whole plot lines out of the way. Like, what if like 3 movies never happened? Yeah, that'd be different. Yeah. So Ant-Man and Wasp, the second one, is supposed to be happening, I think.
Around this time?
What I remember is that Ant-Man is stuck in a van.
Yeah.
And then when he gets out the van, everyone's gone, which means the Thanos snap happened. That happens at the end of Infinity War. This is happening at the beginning of Infinity War, but Ant-Man should still be in the van.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, and in that same episode, one of his buddies, his little thief buddies, is also there. Because whatever. I don't know why. And last nitpick, and we'll just cut it off. And Sharon Carter is here. But Sharon Carter shouldn't wait. Yes, Sharon Carter should be in Madripoor. If anyone's watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you know that Sharon Carter is an international fugitive because everybody got pardoned. Even Winter Soldier did for his heinous crime. They just forgot about Sharon Carter, so she just fled to Madripoor, which is just like Las Vegas for supervillains. And that she's supposed to be there up until Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which is like well after Endgame. But she somehow is in New York, somehow with the Elena vest on.
Hey, I mean,
no, there's no
explanation. No, you're right. There's no explanation whatsoever.
Why is Okoye not in Wakanda?
Why is
she knows. No. She's out of Wakanda looking for T'Challa. That's right. She's looking for T'Challa.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
outside.
That makes sense.
Great. We found one thing.
But Thanos in Wakanda.
Doesn't make sense at the timeline. They could have left that part. They really could have left that out. They really could.
Right. It's almost like they were insinuating that they wanted to make like a continuation to that episode.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just like you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't like change this and then not change a movie and a half of other things that happen. That's what I'm not understanding, because T'Challa was he not when they got off like the little helicarrier thing in the middle of New York when Captain America got bit by Hank Pym? That's the second time Hank Pym has pulled that stunt well, by the way. It was just really small.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Wasn't T'Challa on? What is he doing there? What is he doing there? Doesn't he have to be in Wakanda for them to go to Wakanda, for them to protect Vision, who's supposed to be broken?
Yeah, I don't know what the Prince of Wakanda is doing over there.
We rambled long enough about this. These episodes definitely have us spiraling, folks. That is enough for this episode. We'll catch you next week. We've seen it only on the My Sharp Network. It's been Ty Webb and Jeriel here. Peace out, guys.
Peace out.
Yeah, watch Star Wars Visions. That's coming out. You know, that's interesting.
Oh,
yeah. I watched a couple of those episodes. Are cool. We'll have to see if we can get a review going for those. Anyway, stay safe. God bless. I need a break. My mind is hurting. All right. All right. right, bye guys.